back, everyone, to another episode of Innovation Alley. We're your hosts. I'm TowelManPurple.
I'm Bjorn.
And today we are taking two different spins on color pairs that are already there. I am going to start us off with an Amber Steel variant, calling it Bog with Paw Patrol. All right, so we'll kick it off just like this. We have 4 copies of Daisy Duck. You know, probably the most aggressive card in the game. Have to do it.
Right.
It's really good. 1/4, quest for 2. Sets up Rapunzel lines. Just can't ask for much more. All right, we have 4 copies of 1-cost Pluto. Now, Pluto's a 0/2 that quests for 1. But the Pluto can exert to make the next character you play cost 1 less. Meaning it's a form of ramp in a color that typically doesn't offer that, outside of, you know, the couple items that they do offer, right?
So it's a lantern, but a character, right?
Yes, exactly. We then have 4 copies of 1-cost Mulan. It's a 2/1, the quest for 1, and when you play this character, you can draw and discard a card. Now, the Simba, its amazing counterpart, is very similar. The only difference is the stat line is flipped. It is a 1-cost 1/2 that quests for 1 that does the same thing. When you play this character, you may draw and then discard a card. Okay? So there's a theme there. We're able to filter through our deck a little bit. We have 4 2-cost Lilos. It's a 1/2 quest for 2, and, well, if you want, you can bring it back from the discard pile and put it into play exerted. So it's kind of like the never-ending story.
She just keeps getting back.
Yep. Then we have 4 2-cost Simba. It's a 2/3, quest for 1, and has Bodyguard. Okay. Then we have 4 2-cost Bolt. This is a 1/3 that quests for 1. However, when this character quests, if it has no damage, you may draw and discard a card. Okay. Then we have 4 2-drop Mr. Smee, which is a 3/3 that quests for 2. Just a great statted character, as I've said many times before. It's just something you want to do on 2. Okay. Then we have 4 3-cost Pongo. Now, Pongo's a 3/2 that quests for 1. However, Pongo says you may pay 2 ink to reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a character, you can put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it on the bottom of your deck. Now, in this deck, it is a hit 100% of the time, because we are playing nothing but characters. Okay? Now, we have 4 Lawrence, which is also a 3-cost, another great statted character. It's a 4/4, quest for 2. Another card that is really, really good at setting up Rapunzel lines, which leads us into playing 4 copies of said card, Rapunzel. She's a 1/5, quest for 2, and has the ability of healing someone up to 3 damage to be able to draw up to 3 cards. Simply fantastic. There's a reason why she's still $50+. Okay? Now, we also have 4 4-cost Plutos, who has Bodyguard, is naturally a 5/5 when it's not damage, and quest for 1. We also have 4 copies of 5-cost Bolt, who is a 3/5 that quests for 2, can shift for 3, and whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each other undamaged character you have in play. Okay, now there is another little ability on this card that people probably overlook. And if you exert Bolt, you can banish chosen illusion character. Where in a meta where that 4/6 Iago has been seeing a lot of play, the Cobra has been having an uptick thanks to Zan for playing it in Jafar. It's just these cards, they just get one-shot by an exert ability, and we're cool with that. Right? Now we have 4 5-cost Simba. Now Simba is a 4/4 that quests for 2 and also shifts for 3. However, at the end of your turn, if this character is exerted, you may ready your other characters. So it's a cute little combo in there between Simba and Bolt to allow everything to ready and allow Bolt to gain additional lore while protecting everybody with the Simba all at once. And then, of course, because the name of the deck, Bog with Paw Patrol, we have 4 Chernabog, while we have for a 12 loot effects where you're able to draw and discard cards multiple times. Chernabog is there to help supply a very large threat in himself, and then shuffle your cards back from the discard pile once casting this card. So, very, very large statted characters in this deck. You have your 4/4s with Lawrence and Simba, a 5/5 in Pluto, a 9/9 in Chernobog. It's just ways to deal with these other opposing threats in these decks that happen to have larger statted characters. Like the JDRR Blurple list, which has a lot of 4/4s in it. That you need to have bodies that can help challenge and overcome those types of obstacles. And there you have it for Bog with Paw Patrol. There are a lot of paws in this one, let me tell you. There are some considerations for maybe running cards like Mufasa if you don't feel like it being a necessary evil to play Chernobog, and you could just make it a Paw Patrol deck. And it's perfectly fine with that. The rest of the cards where you're filtering through will just be looking for the pieces to try to combo off. All right? So go ahead, give that a try. Let us know what you think. Now, Bjorn, let's go take a look at what you did, because what you have here is a color pairing that is not often out there, right? It's not commonly played. And let's take a look at your Sapphire princesses.
Absolutely. These are Swedish colors, and I think they're beautiful. But yeah, sadly, I mean, since in the beginning, we saw a little bit of Amber and Sapphire, but since then it's just not been a thing at all.
Right.
But I think if you're specifically trying to do princesses, it might be the most potent combination.
It's very possible.
Right? Especially with this new card, Belle, which you can play for free if you just banish an item. She's a princess. People keep forgetting that Belle is actually a princess.
You're right.
She synergizes very well with this deck. Right? I mean, it's mostly Amber cards, of course, since most of the good princess stuff is in Amber. But yeah, you have these 1-drops here. They're just 2/2s, like great stats for a 1-drop, right? If you don't have the Bell on turn 1, you can still get one of these. And they also have the additional utility, both of them, of having a shift option later in the game. So they're not just there to be stat sticks, they are going to shift also. For the 2-drop, we have the Grand Duke. It's like we have a lot of, well, I was going to say only, but we still have a lot of no, wait. It's Princess, Prince, King, and Queen. So yes, even Hans does get the boost, actually. Everyone gets the boost from Grand Duke, except for himself. He's the only one that doesn't get stronger. And of course, we have another Vanellope, mostly just for the additional, small shift targets. And then 2-cost Aurora, just for, some early questing, but also because we can shift her. Of course, we love shifting. Then on 3, we have your favorite card, the Moana 3/4 quest for 2, is great stats. There are she's the only uninkable in this deck, so she's a very easy conclusion. You can definitely play 4 of her. There's no other uninkable, so
silky I
smooth deck.
Love
silky
Moana.
Smooth.
She's such a well-statted card.
Yeah. My usual argument against her is that, well, I mean, come on, she's uninkable and she's not that good. So is she really worth the slot? But here, what slot? She's the only one, So of course you run 4 of her.
Definitely worth.
The aforementioned Belle, which you don't want to play her on. You don't want to pay for her, right? Like you want to play for free or Inker, but she's there. And Hans, 3/2 quest for 2. And if you have a princess or queen character in play, you gain a lore when you play him. So, he's a goat, kind of.
Yep.
And spoiler alert, we are going to have a princess character in play. So it's, he always gets us 1 lore. and that's nice. And then, of course, a good old Rapunzel that heals and draws cards. She is a princess, right? So she fits perfectly here. And then, of course, the big Vanellope. 4-cost Shift 2. This is, I believe, the only other Shift 2 in the game. Like, besides the Queen. Right?
I want to say that there may be one other, and I think it is Amethyst Fairy Godmother.
Ooh, might be. But she does not have a 1-drop that can shift off of. So
That is
irrelevant.
correct. That is correct.
It is irrelevant. This Vanellope does. We have the 1-drop of Vanellope right up there. So you can do a turn 2 shift into a 2 for the quest for 2. And of course, what we're after really though, I mean, she's a great turn 2 play, don't get me wrong. You know, getting a 2 for the quest for 2 that already does the quest on turn 2 is crazy. But whenever you play another princess character, all opposing characters get -1 strength until the start of your next turn. So she's a one-sided key that just keeps on giving when you keep playing those princesses.
Yeah, I really like her ability.
She is very nice. Now we do got the actual Kida also, just a couple, you know. Giving your own characters -3 is not very fun, so, but it's just still good, you know. And of course, 4 Moana 5 costs that whenever she quests, you get to ready all of your other princesses, and that's super duper great. We love that. We can first we can quest with everything, then quest with Moana, ready them all up, and then either keep them up to keep them safe, or just challenge with them.
Right.
Huge tempo swings from her. And there's a round of characters. We do, of course, have the big 5-cost Aurora as well. Just a couple copies of her, since she does give wards to every other character. She can definitely be useful in certain matchups.
I agree. Ward is very powerful right now.
Yeah. I have Restoring the Heart here. Just as an additional 1-cost card we can play. Of course, not an optimal turn 1 play, but you do heal something for 3 damage and then draw a card. I think this can be very, very useful. There's a lot of times where you might have, 1 ink left over because, I don't know, let's say you have 4 ink and you want to shift Aurora. It only costs 3 and then you have 1 left. What are you going to do with that? You might play Restoring the Heart, because then you will heal 3 from something that maybe you challenge with that shifted Aurora this turn. She's a 3/5, she can take a beating. She takes something out, gets 3 damage, but then we can restore the heart, take those 3 damage away from her, in case we, don't want to wait until next turn for Rapunzel, because, Aurora could have been gone by then. And Restoring the Heart then replaces itself too. It doesn't cost us a card. It's just free value, I feel like. It costs 1, as long as you have 1 ink left over, it's free value. It replaces itself with another card, and you also get to heal 3 from one of your characters. And so many of our characters have great willpower, so we are going to get a lot of use out of this healing. So definitely think it's a very, very useful card that is essentially free lots of the time.
Yeah, commonly overlooked too, because it's only in this color pairing.
Yep. So nobody plays this color pairing, so now you know. And then we have Popsicle, a little bit similar. You play it, and then you can draw a card to replace itself, and then you can banish it to remove 2 damage from a character. It's sometimes better than Restoring the Heart, because you don't have to use it right away. You can play it out and then wait with the healing effect. And of course, you can pop it to play out Belle on turn 1. That's the big thing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, Restoring the Heart, heals 1 more damage, but Popsicle is an item and can be used later. Then we also have Queen Center Core, which is, I mean, you might have seen this coming. This is a princess deck, and we have so many princesses. I believe actually 40 princesses. I believe there are exactly 5 cards that are a 4-ofs that are not princesses. So 2/3 of the deck exactly are princesses, and Sensor Core gives you 1 lore each turn if you do have a princess, and you can also pay 2 ink to draw a card if that card is a princess.
Yep. So you get to gain lore, you get to draw cards,
Absolutely.
and go on a questing mission. I guess the common denominator for both decks is we both play a card that allows us to ready the team. You have Moana, and I have Simba.
So very useful here, and of course we both play the Rapunzel. I mean, if you don't have Rapunzel at home, right? Because she's a $50 card right now. So if you don't have your Rapunzels, I mean, I don't think you have to cry over it. I think there are definitely great alternatives. Like you could maybe play Giulietta, or in my deck you could just play some other princess. It's fine. But if you do have the Rapunzels, of course, put them in.
Yes. If you're trying to play these decks on a competitive level, however, you would need the Rapunzels. If you're testing them like for funsies, you can always find alternatives. I will say that because Rapunzel is probably one of the cards that you would need in a competitive setting.
Right.
But beyond that, I would say that if you guys are watching this video, make sure that you try these decks out and give us some feedback. And also, hit that subscribe button down below. Right? Leave us a comment. Tell us what you like. If you don't like something maybe that you think that we can do to improve on these lists, or if you have an idea for the next episode. All right? Thank everybody for coming out, and until the next one, keep innovating.